Have you ever thought about growing your own food, enjoying your farm fresh eggs, and harvesting this sweet golden honey, but you just have an average backyard? Welcome, Reapers. I'm Ubi, and this is your Reap What You Sow. Now, in an average backyard like mine, the secret isn't the size of my yard, it's my urban farm loop. It's how my chickens feed my garden feeds my bees, and my bees feed us all. Now, I'm getting ready to show you how all these systems work together. But if you're ready to transform your backyard into an urban micro farm, go ahead and click that subscribe button. That way you don't miss out on any future videos. And also leave a comment. That way I may answer any questions you may have, and also we can share tips and tricks to help grow our community. Now let's get started with my yard. Now I live on a regular quarter-acre lot in an urban housing community. I mean, I have a 4-lane highway about 50 yards away, and I listen to sirens all parts of the day. You know what I mean. But on this small lot, I have 8 raised garden beds. I have over 50 fruit trees. I have a bee colony, and I have several chickens. So you can definitely do it. Now, the first part of this cycle are my chickens. Now, let's head over to the coop and let's talk about that. See you over there. Now, my chickens are a big part of my urban farm loop. I have several breeds, and they lay eggs of a variety of colors, which is pretty cool. But I don't just enjoy my farm fresh eggs. I use the bedding and manure from the coop as fertilizer for my raised beds and my fruit trees. Now, I'm going to link a video at the end that shows you how I do that process. Now, some areas allow chickens and some don't. So make sure you check your local regulations. And also, if you live in an HOA, make sure you check with them. Now, for me, I live outside the city limits, so I'm good there. And my HOA allows chickens as long as they don't cause a disturbance. So no roosters for me. Now, there's a big misconception out there that you need a rooster to have eggs. And that's not the case. Hens lay eggs, unfertile eggs, all the time. You need a rooster if you want those eggs fertilized to have baby chicks. So keep that in mind. Now let's walk over to the garden, and I'm going to show you how to incorporate all my bedding and manure into the garden beds. Let's head over to the garden. Okay, so we're here in one of my raised garden beds. Now my chickens produce organic nitrogen-rich fertilizer. So it's important that before I put my bedding and my manure in here, I make sure my seedlings are well established. Now, whether you grow them from seed or you buy starts, I wait till they're about 5 or 6 inches tall before I add the manure and the bedding in there. Now, it's just not just the manure that's important, but the bedding also acts like a mulch, so it helps retain moisture. Now here in Florida, we have a long growing season and we can pretty much grow a lot of vegetables all year round. Now it's important to know which ones grow better in my season, especially in this Florida heat. Now, it's important to know what zone you live in. So I live in Central Florida, zone 10A. So I plant vegetables that are recommended for my area. Now I don't just use my chicken manure and my bedding just for my raised garden beds. I also use it for my fruit trees, especially these young ones. They require nitrogen-rich fertilizer, so it helps them grow good and strong. Now, I'm talking about fruit trees. Now here in Central Florida, again in zone 10A, you have to know which fruit trees are good better in my zone. So for example, like stone fruit. Now peaches, nectarines, and plums, they require a certain amount of chill hours to produce fruit. So I plant varieties that require low chill hours to still produce fruit. And on the other hand, tropical fruit trees. I grow a lot of tropical fruit trees. I get mangoes, papayas, sapodillas, mameys, avocados, and I'm kind of pushing the limits in my zone. And I don't like that cold weather. So I just got to make sure that I get varieties a little more cold tolerant. And also, you know, we live here in Florida and we're used to hurricanes and bad storms. So we know how to prepare for that. So it's no different. We know that the cold's coming. Some of these trees don't do good at all in the cold. So we don't get a lot, but we get a handful of days below freezing. So we got to make sure we protect our trees. And if you're interested in looking at that, I'm going to link a video at the end to show you how I prepare to protect all my trees. But again, we do the best that we can and we just let Mother Nature decide. And after that, we just rebuild and recover. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the last part of our cycle, and let's go check out our beehive. Let's go check out the colony. I'll see you over there. Wow, the girls are busy today. Now, my bees don't just help pollinate my vegetables and my fruit trees, but we also use the honey to treat seasonal allergies. Now, there's one thing to remember, that here in Florida, our regulations are you're allowed to have up to 3 colonies in less than a quarter of an acre. There's a registration fee of $10 for up to 5 colonies, and so you have to register them with the Florida Department of Agriculture. Now, also, you have to schedule a meeting with your local bee inspector to come and check out your colony. Now, it's not a bad thing. I mean, they're making sure that your bee colony is healthy, and also, they're a great resource. They're very knowledgeable, and they're always willing to help. So make sure you take some notes down and ask as many questions as you can. Now, my bees don't just help pollinate my fruits and my vegetables, but also all my neighbors and my community as well. I hope you've been inspired and you're excited about starting your own urban farm loop. Now, there's an old saying that goes, the best time to plant a fruit tree was yesterday. So let's get started on this journey together. Now, if you're still interested in looking at the videos on how to clean out my chicken coop, I'm going to link it here. And also, I'm going to link a video on how to protect my fruit trees in the winter. Thanks again for spending a little time with me. And remember, reapers, you reap what you sow. We'll see you on the next one.